Hey YouTube, it's been a long road. I am not a big singer. Anyone ever watch that Star Trek series called Enterprise? It was the fourth, I think it was the fourth television series, and the entry song was "It's been a long road to get here," and then they showed you clips of the space program as it progressed. Well, that's kind of how I feel today. It's been a long road getting here to get up and streaming and get all the elements correct. But here we are in Newark Liberty Airport, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to General Settings. I'm going to window this because, boy, when I thought I was all done, I wasn't quite all done. I still have to connect my add-ons. And we talked about this before. I use a wonderful program called FSUIPC, written by Richard Dawson. Historically, for, I think it might have been Flight Simulator 2002 or at least 2004, this has been the way to connect other programs to Flight Sim. The difference is, in the past, it would just be a small program that was loaded once and you fire and forget, you might say. This one, you got to load every time. So it's not quite as convenient, but it certainly does the purpose. So here we go. Flight crew for our A320. There's my virtual first officer, and we'll be able to run some realistic checklists. And of course, you know me, I love this program called Pushback Express. Gives me a virtual ground crew and that all necessary pushback. There it is. I'm moving those controls off the screen so you can't see them, but they're there. I'm able to control those elements without your knowledge. Bwahaha, bwahaha. Yes, I'm evil that way. Okay, we can go back out of windowed mode. You know, there's always been a theory that you get a better performance in full screen mode. I don't know if that's fully true or not, but I usually use full screen mode. And we'll go back, apply and save, and zoom. Newark Liberty Airport. And now that I have control of my ground environment, let's attach the jet bridge. 74. You know, yesterday I was at Newark Liberty Airport and I flew out of gate number 74. That's why I chose this gate. This is payware. This is a payware airport. Yeah, payware airport right down to the pigeon poop. Yeah, the East River runs along the east side of New York City, and the Hudson River runs along the western side of New York City, and just to the west of the Hudson River is Newark Liberty Airport. And if you've never had a chance to visit the east coast of the United States, let's take just a quick little tour. What I wanted to do was, before I got rid of that camera, I wanted to kick up my drone speed a little bit. Oops, that's the wrong button. There we go. Up and away. So there's downtown New York City. This is there's the Newark Liberty Airport in all its glory. Elizabeth City and the Port of Newark. Shipping containers and brand new automobiles mostly. The old joke about Newark is that it's the parking lot for New York City. Very difficult to park a car on Manhattan. Do a little sightseeing here. Yes, that's the Statue of Liberty. Gift from France. And the base of the statue was built by donations, very small donations. They say children went out into the streets and solicited donations. And of course, there's the Freedom Tower. The Empire State Building, which for many years was the tallest building in the U.S., and I believe it was the tallest building in the world for a little while. And just a little bit to the east of it and behind is the Chrysler Tower. There's the Chrysler Tower. Boy, what an iconic structure that is. And then on the other side of the airport, this is Queens neighborhood. And in the north side of Queens neighborhood is JFK Airport, and on the south side of Queens neighborhood is LaGuardia Airport. And I think that's LaGuardia right there, straight ahead. And we'll spin around, and JFK is down here somewhere, I believe. There's JFK. Is that JFK? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back over Manhattan. Yep, there's Manhattan. So is this JFK? No, that's not JFK. Look, it is an airport. It might be another smaller airport in this area. That's pretty big. LaGuardia is much smaller than JFK. JFK is international. Okay, I got it. This is JFK. Big international terminal. And this is LaGuardia. And LaGuardia is smaller. And it also, unique about it, it doesn't have a lot of public transit options. There's no SkyTrain, the subways don't go out here. There isn't a whole lot of bus service. Historically, I believe that's changing. There's been a lot of construction at LaGuardia. Wow, Manhattan Island and the New York skyline. Just incredible. Anyway, just thought we'd take just a moment to explore the area a little bit using our drone camera. Let's get back to the airplane. Here we are. We'll get the baggage process started. Maybe some ground power. And let's hop aboard.
Let's start setting up.
Okay.
We have ground power available. We'll hit battery 1. Battery number 2. We'll turn on that ground power. We can immediately start hearing some cooling fans come on in the background. I'm going to kick up my integrity light, turn on the emergency. I'm going to arm the emergency exits. No smoking light on. Seatbelt light on. Nav 1 or Nav 2. Wing light on. Leave the beacon off for now so workers below the airplane can continue their work. Strobe light armed. I'm going to turn the ADIRS Nav 1, Nav 2, and Nav 3. We'll do a fire test on the APU. And I'll do an annunciator light test. Turn on every light in the house. And what we're looking for here is perhaps a blown bulb, a blown LED element, some light that might not be working. Get every light turned on and check all the elements That annunciator light test seems to be okay. Oops. Let's go down to our flight management computer. You know, haven't done any. I was so concerned about getting things just right today. I have not worked on a routing. That shouldn't be too hard. Oops, let me take that back. Let's not do this. Let's do this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we have our routing. We're Newark to Washington, D.C. Washington Dulles, to be specific. Just as Newark and JFK are larger airports in the New York area, Dulles is the larger of the two airports in the Washington, D.C. area. The other one is Reagan National. Much smaller, but much closer to the center capital of the U.S. Really good for monument spotting. Let's go down to our flight management computer. I'll choose the ATSU menu, then the company menu, AOC, company menu. I'll go to perform weight and balance. We'll get our information off of our operational flight plan. There it is. You can see our block fuel number and our taxi and trip fuel. By pushing the fuel button in the upper right corner of this lower panel here on the EFIS monitor, we can see our fuel on board is 9460 kilograms. That's a lot more than we need. We only need 5908. So I'm going to push the load button, and that will load our airplane to the fuel that we need. We'll go, this is page 1 of 2. We'll go to the second page by toggling over using an arrow. Here you can see our zero fuel weight, our center of gravity, our number of passengers. Here's our breakdown of our baggage and cargo load. We'll push the load button, and that will put that load on the airplane. Since we're in an Airbus, we're going to work our switches from our buttons from the right to the left. If we were a Boeing, it would be conversely from the left to the right. So I'm going to hit data, aircraft status, verify our LEAP engines. 26 refers to 26,000 pounds. That is correct. Our AIRAC cycle is out of date. We just had a Microsoft update, and one of the things it listed was an updated AIRAC cycle, but it didn't happen. Our secondary database is also out of date. Next, we'll go to the initialization page. We will request our information, again, from our operational flight plan. Newark to Washington Dulles. Flight number is 43. Cost index, rather high, 85. Cruise altitude, flight level 320, an alternate of Pittsburgh. Go to our performance page. We have a flap setting of 2 today, with a stabilizer trim setting of 0.06 in the down position. Our flex temp will be 56. That's the artificial temperature that we tell the engines so that they work at a reduced thrust to conserve engine life and to promote noise abatement. Transition altitude in North America is always 18,000 feet. Oops, there it goes. V2 speed 132, V1 128, VR 128, and V1 127. we will go to our flight plan, Newark. Let's see, haven't got a departure yet because I don't know what our runways will be. And just as I hadn't done a lot of flight planning, I also have not yet contacted air traffic control. So let's get air traffic control involved with this wonderful program called Pilot to ATC. One of my favorites. What I've done is I've selected a female voice for Pilot to ATC, and then I also have a female voice with my first officer, of course, because she's a woman. So the two voices line up and give me a seamless, audible interface. I'm taking the time to crank up some of these rheostats. Did not mean to hit that flap lever. Arm the speed brakes. Turn on the progressive wind shear system. We don't have a transponder code yet, but I'm going to set the transponder into the traffic advisory mode and switch it into auto. We are departing from Newark. And do we have a routing yet? There's our routing. Park. P-A-R-K-E. And that's it. Kilo I-A-D. Park. Newark. Park. Destination. Let's add, well actually let's not do that. Let's connect to the simulator. Connect air traffic control to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Validate the flight plan. File the flight plan.
Razer NAGA Available for Newark Liberty International. Arrive and departure runway 22 left, 22 right. Razer NAGA available for Newark Liberty International. Arrive and departure runway 22 left, 22 right.
Newark clearance delivery. American 4-3, ready to copy.
American 4-3 is cleared to Kilo India Alpha Delta. Fly the port for departure with the per-K transition. Then, as filed. Expect departure runway 22 right. Climb to 4,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.2 squawk 6316.
American 4-3 is cleared to Kilo India Alpha Delta. Fly the port for departure with the park transition, then as filed. Climb to 4,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.2 squawk 6316.
Hi, security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start
American
boarding?
4-3 react back.
Yes, you can start boarding.
QNH is
Okay.
1013 contact ground on 129.07 when ready for pushback. Have a good one.
QNH is 1013 ground on 129.07 American 4-3.
We just got our initial altitude of 4,000 feet. We got our runway of runway 22 right. And we got a squawk code, 6316. Thank you, Air Traffic
Ground,
Control.
Southwest 141. We're now ready for push for Bravo 10, West Quebec.
It's 141, your discretion.
Our discretion, 141.
Starting to get some passengers boarding, so let's go ahead and fire up the ATU, the APU. So, APU power on, count to 3, 1, 2, 3, start the APU, APU bleed air, turn on the fuel pumps, and turn on the crew oxygen. I'll also do a fire test on engine number 1 and engine number 2. We'll be firing up those engines here pretty fast. Well, I see our first officer is back from her walk-around inspection. Let's run a checklist.
522 for push for Bravo 3, Romeo.
522, new departure frequency 133.5, push your discretion.
33.5, clear to push, southwest. 522.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
Adheres.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Vero ref.
1013. Set.
1013. Set. Down to the line.
She's working in a European standard. We are not in Europe, we are in North America. So let's make a quick little change to her program. So that changes. Let's go to the settings page. And we will tell her to go from hectopascals into inches of mercury. Inches of mercury is how we measure air pressure in North America. Got the APU available. Let's turn on the beacon light. Let those folks below the aircraft know that they should clear out of the area. We'll turn off the external power. Let's go outside. Oh, somehow that always seems to happen to me, that jet bridge has come disconnected. Well, we're not quite done with the loading process, but we are done with the power. We'll send the power truck away. I see the baggage has all been loaded. We're progressing very well. Progressing very well indeed. Here's the magical
American
coffee
115, spot 5 with Yankee.
American 115,
Fly by
ground, we're
coffee.
27 left short and taxi, Tango, short of kilo.
Tango, short of kilo, American 115.
Max brakes. We'll turn the flight director on. We'll turn the constraint buttons on. Have our departure set for runway 22 right. No SID. Insert. And The star is the Hyper 8 star at Washington Dulles. So it's runway 19 center. And it's the Hyper 8 arrival. And no VIA. Insert. Wonderful. The Airbus is much less work intensive than the Boeing, and I always find myself a little bit ahead of the cabin crew. So just about the time I think I have nothing to do,
7535, spot 11 with Zulu.
I'm waiting on the
27
cabin
stop,
crew.
35
Right
for the ground,
now,
runway 27 left short, and taxi via Echo 5, and Echo hold short, runway 27 right. Echo 5,
waiting
Echo
on-
short, 27 right, 27.
right now I'm waiting on the cabin crew to bring me my load sheet. So in the meantime, let's talk to the ground crew. Let's see how the ground crew's doing. Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
Confirm all ground checks are complete and we are cleared to pressurize the hydraulics.
Outside check is completed, all doors and panels are closed, no issues found. You can pressurize the hydraulics anytime now.
Wonderful. We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I wait.
Thank you.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem, have a safe flight.
Oh, we got the load sheet. Let's lock the cabin door. Not too much further to go. Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact a flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also, review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. On behalf of the entire flight crew and myself, I'd like to welcome you aboard today's flight. Our flight attendants are there for your comfort, but more importantly for your safety, so please give them a few minutes of your undivided attention while they go over the safety features of this aircraft. Once the boarding process is complete, we'll get the cabin door closed and push off the gate for an on-time departure. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Welcome aboard.
Just a last few minute stragglers. We're looking really good.
Yeah, 4409, cross runway 27 right, turn right on Sierra, tires 35-1, good day. Alright, cross 27 right, turn on Sierra, 35-1, good day, record 4409.
Hey guys, are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross-check.
Newark ground. American Ford Tree requests pushback and engine start.
American 4-3 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. American 4-3.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Are you sure about that? Parking brake.
On.
Before start, checklist complete.
Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Understood. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brake released. Parking brake released. Parking brake released. Parking brake released.
Pushing back.
Starting engine 2. Starting engine 1.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin
American A05 is ready to push at about 10.
There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft.
Push nose to the west and advise American A05.
Information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle. The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask, place the elastic band around your head, and tighten by pulling on the ends. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned off.
The push is complete. Please set the brakes.
Above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
Parking brake is set.
Understood. Okay, so the ground equipment is removed and the pin is out. Good engine starts from down here, and I see you on the right hand side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks, have a good flight, and we'll see you later.
Newark ground. American 4-3 requests taxi, runway 22 right.
4-3 taxi to runway 22 right via taxiways Romeo Golf, Sierra, Mike, Romeo, Zulu, hold short runway 29, and runway 22 right.
Taxi to runway 22 right via taxiways Romeo Golf, Sierra, Mike, Romeo, Zulu, hold short runway 29, and runway 22 right. American 4-3.
American 2023, push Alpha 21.
American 2023, your pushback approved, advise for taxi.
Third push, American 2023.
Okay, let's do a departure briefing. We are going to depart runway 22, due west, no SID involved, to our first waypoint. Park, P-A-R-K-E. And then we have our arrival route, which is the Hyper 8 arrival. and approach Washington Dulles Airport from the south. As far as a taxi briefing, we are here at Concourse C74. So we'll taxi out, and runway 22 is 22 right. Let's see, get my orientation here. North, okay, 22 right is, so we're going to taxi out of 74, turn left to the end to approach the end of 22 right.
American 459. 459, go ahead.
Okay.
Spot 9, ground point 9.
74.
Spot 9.9.
Taxi down.
Sequence American 459.
Cross runway 29 to get to 22 right. This is the displaced threshold, the area that can be used for taxi and takeoff, but cannot be used for landing. 11,000 foot runway, nice and long. Taxi briefing complete. Departure briefing complete.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Set.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
30% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Flight control check.
Full down. Full up. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full right. Full left. Neutral.
We have our clearance. Let's taxi.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
I took an earlier flight today from Las Vegas to Phoenix, and we got off the ground, and I even noticed during the taxi
Hello, ground American 1895.
something was wrong.
American 1895 to the ground, runway 27 left short, and taxi Tango, Papa, Uniform Sierra, cross runway 27 right. Tango, Papa, Uniform Sierra, cross to some right, American 1895.
Yeah, I couldn't seem to taxi very fast, and when I got in the air, I was even slower. So I think the problem was with the sim rate. But so I got through the pre-flight, took off, and because of the problem, I ended up aborting that flight. So I'm glad you joined me here at Newark. Of course, Phoenix is in the Pacific time zone, so it's 3 hours different. 4 hours different than East Coast time zone. So it was very dark, very early and very dark.
1 American 459, Fox 9 with Zulu.
American 459, you have your numbers ready to go?
Affirmative.
Alright, American 459, to the ground, runway 27 left, short and taxi via Kilo 3, Kilo Lima, hold short, runway 27 right.
Kilo 3, Kilo Lima, American 459, short at 27 right.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Check. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Check. Briefing.
Confirm.
Flap setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. V1. VR. V2. Flex temp.
V1, 1, 2, 7, VR, 1, 2, 8, V2, 1, 3, 2.
V1. 1, 2, 7, VR. 1, 2, 8, V2. 1, 3, 2. ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no blue.
Down to the line.
Well, this morning's taxi was extremely slow, but at least it wasn't squirrely. Now I'm having rather squirrely taxi issues. I'm sure it won't be an issue in the air. Boy, McCarran Airport at 4 in the morning, there was no traffic. Out here in Newark, it's like being on the New Jersey Turnpike. we got folks every which direction. That's okay. That's okay. What's that old saying in NASCAR? We didn't touch each other. We were rubbing, and rubbing is. I think the saying is rubbing is racing. You don't crash, you don't contact, you just rub, and rubbing is racing. Okay, here's the actual end of the runway, and if I wanted what's called a full length, I can go to the end of the displaced threshold. But this is the end of the landing portion of the runway. I'm going to go all the way down to the displaced threshold.
That's 233, the King Air is waiting on you. That's 233.
Which means I need to cross this little section. This intersecting runway.
American 43 clear to cross runway 29.
Cleared to cross runway 29 American 43.
That's one of the reasons I love this program. Other programs, you would have to stop the aircraft and contact control on your own. This aircraft tracks your movement on the airport and anticipates your movement.
American 43 contact tower on 118.3. Have a good morning.
Tower on 118.3 American 43.
Newark Tower, American 43, ready for departure, runway 22 right.
American 43 winds are calm, cleared for takeoff, runway 22 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 22 right American 43.
We can turn off the APU, that's my bad.
7975, locate runway.
7975, roger, contact 12165.
12165, and then 7975.
All green. All green on our enunciator panel. We are ready for takeoff.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Ready.
Ready.
Takeoff.
We have our takeoff clearance. The crew is ready. The cabin is ready. What's that old saying? Let's blow this popsicle stand. Again, we're using flex temp, so if we pushed all the way forward on the throttles, we would get toga in the upper left corner of our primary flight display. But what I'm looking for, not toga, I'm looking for man flex 56, and there you can see I have it. That is the D-rated thrust setting.
Tower, good afternoon. Encore 3419 is with you, cleared for the ILS 24 left.
Encore 3419, Tower, caution, turbulence 767, traffic short final, wind calm, cleared to land, runway 24 left.
Cleared to land 24 left, Encore 3419.
Man flex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. 100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet American 43.
AP1.
Check.
American 43 contact New York departure on 119.2. Enjoy your morning.
Departure on 119.2 American 43.
Flap 0.
Speed check.
2,500.
Departure American
Flap
43
0.
climbing to 9,000 feet.
American 43 good morning. Radar contact. American 43 you have traffic at 3 o'clock 5 miles at 1,000 feet. American 43 you have traffic at 11 o'clock 8 miles at 10,200 feet. American 43 you have traffic at 3 o'clock 9 miles at 4,100 feet.
Ohenia 611, resume on navigation direct to beach, flying via SID to flight level 200.
American 43 you have traffic at 11 o'clock 10 miles at 4,400 feet.
Right to beach, climb via SID to flight level 200, Bohemia 611.
We are using live time and live weather.
American 43 climb and maintain 14,000 feet.
climb and maintain 14,000 feet American 43.
American 43, you have traffic at 9 o'clock 10 miles at 3,100 feet.
Don't see the traffic. It's well below me. And I am climbing like a racehorse. That's a terrible analogy. Racehorses don't climb. If I said I was soaring like an eagle or climbing like a falcon, that might be something, but you don't say you're climbing like a racehorse. We are certainly moving like a racehorse.
American 4-3, climb and maintain flight level 190, contact New York Oceanic Center on 121.12. Have a good morning.
Center on 121.12, take care American 43.
We have a ground speed of 257 knots, so we are certainly
American
moving like a racehorse.
4-3, contact center on 133.15.
Contact center on 133.15 American 43.
American 4-3, you have
Center American 4-3, climbing to flight level 190.
238, report Mach number.
Mach number .769.
Iraqi 238, and you are at
American 4-3, good morning. Radar contact.
Keep Mach number 78 or greater, this traffic.
78 or greater, Iraqi 238.
American 4-3, you have traffic at 12 o'clock 5 miles at 9,900 feet.
Turkish 4133, sector 131225, bye-bye.
131225,
Set
bye-bye.
standard.
Standard cross-check. Passing flight level 186. Now.
Check. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Barrel ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, checklist complete.
American 4-3 descend via the Hyper 8 arrival with the park transition to 2,700 feet. QNH is 1013 at Washington Dulles International.
Descent via the Hyper 8 arrival with the park transition to 2,700 feet. QNH is 1013 American 4-3.
Once we have passed parks, now we're on the Hyper 8 arrival. So here's parks.
4133, maintain flight level 350.
Turkish 4133, good morning, control radio contact.
$8,000 feet past at Joan. I think that's a minimum altitude of 8,000 feet. Here we are at 14,000 feet at Lurch. 10,000 feet at Hyper. To 10 knots. Okay.
Air 129, go and flight level 340.
We request 320, Air 129.
Level 320, Air 129.
320, climbing Air 129.
Hi, it's Andy at L1. How can I help you?
Hi, could you bring us up a couple of crew meals, please?
Okay, I'll bring them up in a minute. Hi guys, here are the crew meals you asked for. Enjoy!
Thank you. Hi, could you bring us some water, please?
Okay, I'll bring the drinks up in a minute. Hi guys, here are the drinks.
Thank you. Just to let you know, we're going to be arriving a bit early.
Thanks for letting me know.
You have control.
I have control. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
Razer Sky 4418, good morning, direction BP, flight level 340.
Sky 4418, hello, 75 direct to Oslo.
Direct to Oslo, Sky 4418.
let's go ahead and set our brakes for medium. Arm the speed brakes.
American 43 contact New York Center on 132.5. Enjoy.
Center on 132.5 American 43. Center American 43 at flight level 190.
American 43 good morning. Radar contact.
So no lower than 8,000 feet at Joan, and we have a constraint at Lurch, 14,000 feet. Let's see what our chart says about Lurch. Lurch 14,000 feet. And that's our first published altitude. So I'm going to see what happens if I request 14,000 feet. They ought to give it to me. Let's ask. New York Center, American 43, request flight level 140. They're thinking about
American 43 descend and maintain 14,000 feet.
Very
Descent
nice.
and maintain 14,000 feet American 43.
American 43 you have traffic at 9 o'clock 5 miles at 16,700 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, this is the captain speaking. We're going to begin our initial descent here momentarily. At this time, we're going to turn the seatbelt sign back on, so please return your seats and keep your seatbelts securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a stop at the gate and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. It's been our pleasure having you on board for today's flight, and we hope to see you back on a future flight again real soon. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
American 43 at flight level 190.
American 43 good morning. Radar contact.
Sunturk 8 Sierra Hotel, contact 133-855.
133-855, over Sunturk 8 Sierra Hotel.
So the chart has 14,000 at Lurch, 14,000 at Lurch, 10,000 at Hyper, and then 7,000 at either at Sigbee or 6,000 at Crane. So prepare for 14,000 at Lurch and 10,000 at Hyper.
2992, set.
2992, set. Passing 18,100. Now.
Check. I have control.
You have control.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Barrel ref.
2992. Set.
2992. Set. Minimum.
Set.
Set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Control UPS 207, 306, descending 260, tracking direct, send up. UPS 207, allow continue to sign up and descend flight level 210. Send flight level 210 now, UPS 207.
American 43, you have traffic at 9 o'clock 4 miles at 16,500 feet.
Traffic would be off to my left and a little bit high. I don't see it. Oh, maybe. No, I don't see it.
American 43, you have traffic at 9 o'clock 10 miles at 10,100 feet.
Traffic not in sight.
UPS 207, fly direct to Navan. UPS 207, direct. Spell again? I thought that's what you said. Direct Norvanage. UPS 207, thank you.
American 43, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 10 miles at 14,100 feet.
Well, that's way below me. Oh, 14,100. That's not right before me. That's right at my altitude. 1 o'clock. I don't see the traffic. Because we're making a rather abrupt turn, let's go to the plan mode.
American 43, you have traffic at 9 o'clock 10 miles at 9,900 feet.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to remind myself that we've got a fairly sharp turn to final. There's Hyper, Zigbee. We're heading due south. Our arrival is not in here. I did not put our arrival in there, did I? Well, how about that? Let's put our arrival in. Okay, our arrival is runway 19 center. 19 center. ILS to 19 center.
flight level 260, request further descent for direct R-tip Beta Stelton.
Orange 73 Yankee descends to flight level 100, direct pampas, thereafter R2 Alpha 06.
Descent flight level 100, present position direct pampas, and then the RTIP 2 Alpha ILS 06, Orange 73 Yankee.
Well, I actually misthought. I thought we were going to the south and turning north, but runway 19 is a southerly oriented runway. I don't know what we're doing right now. Somehow lost our course, so I'm going to fix that.
American 4-3, you have traffic at 9 o'clock 10 miles at 9,700 feet.
AP1.
Check.
UPS 207, contact Langen 1285.
128.15, good day, UPS 207. Langdon UPS 207, level 210, tracking direct November, Victor, Oscar, with Alpha.
This is still Amsterdam.
I gotta switch that switch. Sorry. See you. Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Well, I have majorly screwed up our flight management computer, and I don't
American
have the
43
patience to
contact
fix
New
it.
York Center on 132.2. Enjoy.
So I am
Center
going to...
on 132.2 American 43.
This is going to be an interesting arrival.
Center American 43 at 16,300 feet.
American 43, good morning. Radar contact.
Our plan went so good until it went massively awry. We should be up here between Joan and Delro, making our way toward Lurch. And I got us off track.
Orange 73 Yankee approach, 119055.
119055, Orange 73 Yankee, good night.
Getting back down to our target altitude of 14,000 feet. Edinburgh is just due north of the airport for a southerly arrival, so that'll work out fine. Certainly not what I planned to do or intended to do or would like to do. So Edinburgh, Hoosier Edinburgh Femco. There's Hoosier. ILS to runway center. Okay. So Hoosier is our waypoint. Well, we're passing Lurch. I'm going to request 10,000 feet. New York Center, American 4 Tree, request flight level 100.
Good morning, Orange 640 to same flight level 220 Costa Rica, information Fox.
American 43, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descent and maintain 10,000 feet American 43.
40, hello, fly the River 2 Alpha transition, runway 06, you have free speed.
River 2 Alpha transition 06.
And of course, below 10,000 feet, we end up with the 250 knot speed limit, so we'll be ready for that. I'm sure the computer, which is holding us at 290 knot indicated, that will bring us down to 250 indicated. We're moving at a ground speed of 301 knots, and we have a headwind. We are heading roughly west, so we have a headwind due west, coming from the due west, at 43 knots. It's a pretty significant headwind. Well, we're only using 24% of our thrust right now. Of course, the thrust is at idle because we're in the descent. Coming upon our target altitude. I believe our next altitude is 7,000 feet. 7,000 feet at Sigby. New York Center, American 4 Tree, request flight level 070.
American 4-3 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descent and maintain 7,000 feet American 4-3.
Aircraft calling center.
Approach American 4-3 descending to 7,000 feet.
Approach with your...
American 4-3 good morning. Radar contact. Continue descent via the operator event. For the
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you are making a connection to another flight, please see the
Continue
customer
descent
service
via
agent
the
maintenance
Hyper
flight
8
or video
arrival.
monitors inside the
For
terminal
the ILS
connecting gate
approach to runway
information.
19 Center
For your
American
continued safety, flight
4-3.
attendants will now
Speed
walk
on
to the cabin
121.205,
for
bye-bye.
landing. We'll be collecting all service items, newspapers, and any other items you wish to discard or may not be taking off the aircraft with you. Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices. Stow these devices and all other carry-on items. Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables and return your seats to their upright position and check the security of your seat belts. We will be landing shortly. Thank you.
Uzbek 527, turn left heading 190, 4 miles on body, clear for Yankee, runway 16 left approach.
Turn left heading 190, clear ILS approach runway 16 left, until 4 miles, 5 to 12.
American. Dulles approach, American 4-3, request flight level 050.
American 4-3 negative. Your requested altitude is below the minimum for your route. Maintain 7,000 feet.
Maintain 7,000 feet American 4-3.
$5,000 at Hoosier. Hoosier approach. Still 7,000 at EndNet. And since I have constraints on, and since EndNet is at 7,000.
QNH is 1013 clear for the ELLS approach to runway 19 center at Washington Dulles International Descent and maintain 2,700 feet.
QNH is 1013 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 19 center descent and maintain 2,700 feet American 4-3.
S3, turn left heading 230.
Left heading 230.
Get rid of this constraint, we'll go into landing system. I'm also going to come down here to the flight management computer and go into activate approach phase. Confirm approach phase. Tim?
American 4-3 QNH is 1013 at Washington Dulles International Contact Tower on 120.1, Aviador 1.
QNH is 1013 tower on 120.1 American 4-3. Tower American 4-3 inbound for ILS approach runway 19 center.
American 4-3 good morning. Radar contact. Continue number 2 for ILS to runway 01 center call when established on final.
Continue number 2 for ILS to runway 01 center will call when established on final American 4-3.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Elevator down.
Japan 960, taxi to North Hold.
North Hold, Japan 960.
Flaps 2.
Check the speed.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Gear down.
Gear down.
And we are, I don't know how we did it, but we're high as a kite.
Flaps 3.
Speed check.
We're not going to make it. I don't believe we're going to make it.
Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
We don't have an ILS. We don't have...
Flaps full.
Okay.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Hate to do this, folks.
Japan Air 3040, 34 right.
Japan Air 3040, Tower number 3, Boeing 7376, mile final, runway 34 right, clear to land, wind 360 at 6.
Runway 34 right, clear to land, Japan Air 3040.
Checked.
2,500.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
1,000.
Sync
Checked.
Sync rate.
$500. 400.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Japan Air 960, contact ground, 120.85.
Boeing 85, Japan Air 960.
Okay.
APU on. 1, 2, 3. APU start. Landing lights off. Let's give the controls to... I'll get my flaps up, my spoilers up. Now we'll give the controls to Mr. AI. And Mr. AI will take us back to the gate. I hope he will.
Air 201, you are number 1, contact from 121.6.
We are number 1, 121.6 with Air 201.
Dulles ground, American Fort Tree requests taxi to the gate.
American 4-3 taxi to runway 01 center via taxiways Quebec. Yankee 1-1. Hold short runway 01 left.
Taxi to runway 01 center via taxiways Quebec. Yankee 1-1. Hold short runway 01 left American 4-3.
Dulles ground, American 4-3, request taxi to the gate.
American 4-3 taxi to runway 01 center via taxiways Quebec 3. Quebec, Yankee 1-1. Hold short runway 01 left.
Taxi to runway 01 center via taxiways Quebec 3. Quebec, Yankee 1-1. Hold short runway 01 left American 4-3.
Malaysia 81, contact tower 118.2.
118.2, then 81, good evening.
Late.
Ground, Western Global 415 Delta is in spot 226, request pushback and engine start.
Western Global 415 Delta, somebody. Western Global 415 Delta, contact delivery 121.9 at this time.
121.9, request Global 415 Delta.
Between the concourses, this airport has a tunnel system for pedestrians. But prior to the tunnel system being built, they used to have a series of rolling, I guess they called them lounges, mobile lounges. Basically, monster moving cars, kind of like the size of a boxcar, but they were on rubber tires. They used to roll back and forth between the main concourse and the outlying concourses. I believe they still have them operating for emergencies. I know I've ridden them from, even with the tunnels built. I know prior to COVID, I rode in them.
Bridge to 933, thank you for waiting. Taxi via Alpha Touring Point, runway 34 left.
Roger, the Alpha 1.3, 4 left, good enough, 933.
We found our gate. We've got a marshaller. And parking brake on. Oh, we're gonna take command from the AI pilot. And parking brake on. Really nice. Seatbelt sign is off. We can attach the jet bridge.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing. No blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing
Taxi light
checklist
off.
complete.
We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future
Parking
flight.
checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
Securing the aircraft checklist.
Adheres.
Off.
Oxygen.
Off.
APU bleed.
Off.
Emergency exit light.
Off.
Signs.
Off.
APU and battery.
Off.
Securing the aircraft checklist complete.
Thanks for joining me, folks. Hope to see you the next time. Have a great day.